Hello sir, I am Christopher Panto and we are the Group 11. We are here to report about the world food security. Food security is used widely across disciplines and issues areas. In general, the absence of food security or the prevalence of food insecurity is qualified by the presence of hunger and malnourishment. Inversely, food security is commonly associated with the availability of food to meet demand and people's access to food at the local, national and global level. So according to United Nations Committee, food security exists when all people at all times have physical, social and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food which meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Food security and human security. Since the early 1990s, food security has become strongly associated with the wider concept of human security. Although there is no universally agreed definition of human security, in essence, the concept prioritizes the safety of individuals to threats arising from different sources. It calls for governments, international institutions, and other actors to broaden their approach to security by acknowledging and addressing in a holistic and integrated manner threats to both freedom from fear and freedom from is the main cause of food insecurity, which is in turn linked more broadly to political security, socio-economic development, human rights and the environment, placing it squarely at the heart of all human security concerns. So, human security is the right of all people to live in freedom and dignity, free from poverty and despair, that all individuals, in particular vulnerable people, are entitled to freedom from fear and freedom from want, with an equal opportunity to enjoy all the rights and fully develop their human potential. Human security aims to ensuring the survival, livelihood and dignity of people in response to current and emerging threats that are widespread and cross-cutting. Such threats are not limited to those living in absolute poverty or conflict. The human security approach, based on its core vision to achieve freedom from fear, want and dignity, can help address challenges stemming from and resulting in protracted crisis, marginalization, and object poverty. By emphasizing the triangular relationship between peace and security, development and human rights, human security can highlight the indispensable
Global security capabilities and other actors respond to the range and complex, interconnected and multifaceted within biological and human environment. This forces interaction at the local, the national, regional levels have over and recent global network and relation, which the future of embraced within other global networks such as transport, finance. McDonald's in 2031 constantly changed of the upheavals in a part of later stand to the food system interaction activities outcomes take within place with the social and economic structure that play significant role in determining how food security dynamic emerge, effect host and effect. The following section provides an overview of the Some of key factors shape security dynamic in this respect: rising food price and poverty. In the mid 2000s, the global and the 12 months leading up of July 8 in the fuel price index of suggests the price of key staples such as wheat, rice, maize, and soybeans as well able oil to help preserve civil unrest in the farm protests and the rest in numerous countries around the world. In the year of 2010 to February 2005 spikes has been most deterring of sectors to private. It is envisaged that 2007 global food price crisis that have forced of many 100 million people differ into the poverty, while the percent of global food price spike of 2011 may have the consign of additional 44 million around the one of demand side. For example, many analysts have embraced the role of ongoing world population growth and the corresponding growth in the demand of food. The rising incomes are growing per capita food consumption, especially to the meat, dairy, and agricultural crops. In the developing countries in particular, on the supply side, analysts have highlighted risks of ongoing trends such as the rising cost of fuel, agricultural inputs like fertilizer and pesticide in the developing agriculture yet grew states in the context of foreign levels and public investment adverse weather events. The other voice impressed more urgently the role of the bare structural issues related to the corporate food damaging or resistant global food price like have occurred in the next context of the artificial crucifying and trade food. McDonald's and smallholder is such complex been feeding agriculture and increasingly unable source of livelihood, and large of the agribusiness have even expanding their control over agricultural resources. In this view, lower prices have contributed to the extension in food supply over the past quarter century. Under the meaning, small farmer positive response to the unification by increasing food production and thus paving its way of global food price crisis that occurs in the early part of the 21st century. Michael and the standard 2011 surge in 2008 in the aftermath of recent global food price spike, but official and other voices food security have acknowledged a significant role played by burgeoning biofuel production in the United States and European Union of the forcing in the global food price. Another voice on food security, however, appear to demand more security in the context of the role played by International Monetary Fund and the World Bank's structure adjust policy in turning countries oneself significant in the staple crops. The Philippines and Mexico into the countries now heavily depend on food import and therefore highly further negative consequences of biofuel production on food security, population growth and urbanization. Most of the increased demand is expanded to the common come from developing countries in the Asia of Africa. Foc- Focusing on Asia despite this decelerating annual pollution growth in the region, overall pollution is expected to swell by another billion plus in next 40 size or so, surprising half billions in this 2004. India alone is expected to have almost 1.7 billion people overtaking China pollution as early as 2025. The trend has been particularly designed in the rural areas as have been mass movement of people migrating from rural to the urban areas in recent decades, especially by younger them. These dynamic trends in the Asia have resurged in pressure for food system in the region and elsewhere as more and more people, especially among.
Hi guys, I'm Jomar Abernica. This topic is about global food security. The article discusses the risk of in production of biofuels globally. Biofuels are made from plants and animals and are popular due to their potential to reduce dependence of fossil fuels, which harm the environment. The US and EU began promoting biofuel consumption in 2004-2005 through policies and incentives. Biofuel were initially seen as a positive development as they could meet energy demands, reduce greenhouse gas emission, and stimulate rural development. However, there is now controversy surrounding biofuel production due to its potential impact on global food security, particularly with first generation biofuel made from plants, starches, oil, animal fats, and sugar. The article discusses the use of food and create oil, which is criticized by Jean Ziegler, the United Nations expert on the right to food. Ziegler argues that this practice could negatively impact people in poor countries who cannot afford to buy food. When crops are used for fuel instead of food, it can drive up price and create competition between those who need to eat and those who want to fuel. This issue was exacerbated in 2006 and 2007 when the United States began producing more ethanol from corn, leading to almost half of the increase in demand for certain crops. Buoyed to biofuel like ethanol by the International Monetary Fund. Biofuel are fuels made from plants which are thought to, to be a more environmentally friendly and alternative to fossil fuels. However, there are some problems with this idea. The issue is that growing crops for biofuel takes up land that could be used for food production, potentially leading to food shortage and higher price. Additionally, making biofuels can cause environment damage by clearing forests and harming wildlife habitats. It is these factors before deciding whether biofuels are engineered.
Good morning, sir. I'm Cyril Tapales. I am Group 11 and my topic was all about the climate change. So, what is climate change? Climate change is affect all four dimensions of food security, food availability, food accessibility, food utilization, and food system stability. This means that is an impact of human health, livelihood, assets, and food production and distribution channels, as well as changing purchasing power and market flows. If FAO 2008, agriculture is highly sensitive to climate and food production is affected directly by variations in agroecological conditions for growing crops. Devereux and Maxwell 2001, Fisher et EI 2002, Kurokasurya and Rosenthal 2003. And to build 2000 overall studies show that the impacts of climate change will be mixed and even across regions. IPCC 2007. So dako kayo og apekto ang climate change kay tungod sa kay climate change siya ang hinungdan nga nganong magnet sa mga daily needs. So climate change, so for example sa climate change was El Nino. So ang hinungdan sa El Nino is magnet ang supply sa rice and corn. So kung magnet ang supply sa rice and corn, so ang hinungdan is mag-crisis. Then magkamahal ang palaliton. Napasad ko yung laing idea sa about sa climate change. So climate change is klima mo yun na siya, di ba? So in terms of climate change, para aron ting summer na. So ting summer na is di ba to sa summer is ting init man yun na. So mo widely affect na siya sa worldwide. So mahitabo ang climate change. So imbis ting summer na, so mag-ulan-ulan, buntag sayo, init pa kayo kutob sa 9, then ikaw to muuwan na po, balik na po init. So yung nga na ang hinungdan sa climate change. Di na to masabtan kay tungod sa kadaghan population din polluted na sad kayo ang atong palibot. So dili tanan pa kay wala pa butang daghang infrastructure. So sa mga lugar po yun na agay polluted na nga area pero dili pa tanan. So ug moabot ang higayon nga mag climate change, dako ka posibilidad nga ang crop production is mahinay ug mahal pod. Mo na sa hinungdan og apekto sa climate change katong